I don't think one can draw a hard and fast rule and say it's always good or it's always bad. I think, to be honest, it depends on the circumstances.
For many kids and teens, this is where the dream of playing baseball at the highest level begins, where they spend hours honing their development. But little do they know there are companies eyeing their development as well, hoping to sign them before any major league team does. This is Fernando Tatis Jr. He's 24 from the Dominican Republic, and prior to the 2021 Major League Baseball season, signed the third most lucrative deal in sports history at the time, a 14-year, $340 million contract with the San Diego Padres. But before Tatis Jr. signed with a major league team, he signed with Big League Advantage, where he took a cash payment as a budding prospect in exchange for a percentage of his future earnings. It means he owes the company millions of dollars from his contract, even though he only received several $100,000 up front.
This is a partnership with players. This is not, I would not have started a company. Here's money. We get a percentage of your earnings. Good luck. Like, that's not what we're about at all as a company. We are about helping these athletes and their family.
Michael Schwimmer founded Big League Advantage in 2016 after a short stint in the pros. The practice is known as third-party ownership, where players exchange future equity in their fortunes for cash. Schwimmer says his company's average payment is $350,000, with 1% of equity for every $50,000 to $100,000 paid. In Tatis Jr.'s case, it means he's on the hook for anywhere between $3.5 to $51 million, depending on the deal he signed. Players also get $5,000 to a charity of their choice.
In sports, man, it's tough. I mean, it's a matter of inches. It's really true. It's very few things can make a difference. And the more money that you have as a player, the more likely you are to make it, right? You can always invest in yourself.
Baseball is one of the most difficult sports to excel in. Only a small percentage of minor leaguers make it to the majors, and even a smaller chunk sticks around long enough to see a lucrative contract. Big League Advantage develops algorithms to predict the players that will excel and then invests in them before they are well-known commodities, so players can use the money for their development. In Tatis Jr.'s case, he signed with BLA in 2017 when he was playing for the Dominican Republic's Winter League. If players don't make it to the majors, they don't need to pay the company back.
Well, look how terrible minor leaguers have it. No wonder they would want a chance to get some decent amount of cash up front, because they're paid very poorly and are living, 3 or 4 people in a 1-bedroom apartment and things like this.
Joel Maxey is the head of the sports business department at Drexel University and points out the incentive for players. Before Major League Baseball changed its policies in late March, minor leaguers got paid poorly. The lowest salary allowed at the highest level of the minors was $17,500. It makes these deals attractive, but some question the power dynamics of players strapped for resources.
Not a new idea, and it's been around a long time. If you think about it, it's just like investing in the stock exchange, only you're investing in people's as assets rather than businesses as assets.
Stefan Szymanski is a professor of sport management at the University of Michigan.
If you're talking about 25-year-old minor league baseball players who've had a college education and want to go on trying to make it to the majors when they could go and get a job in accountancy if they wanted to, if they want to do that trade so they can continue to fund themselves, I don't see a problem with that. That's fair enough. What I do see is, going to the parents of some 16-year-old kid living in poverty in the Dominican Republic and doing a deal with them. That seems to me to be, again, an unequal transaction. So I don't think one can draw a hard and fast rule and say it's always good or it's always bad. I think, to be honest, it depends on the circumstances.
Schwimmer says BLA does not sign contracts with any player younger than 18. He also says of the 530 players that have signed with the company since its inception, everyone has had a conversation with a lawyer to ensure fairness and competency moving forward. In Tatis Jr.'s case, the company has a video on its website where he says he wouldn't be the player he is today without the deal he signed with Big League Advantage. Dan Grossman, Scripps News, Denver.